Hello and a warm welcome to Care and Delight. I hope you're well this evening. My name is Yvonne Makwere. I am your guest host today. I hope you're well this evening. Well, a lot of people take life for granted, but if you travel the world, you will realize that it is actually good to appreciate life and what it brings, because a lot of people suffer out there from different situations and strange ones, to be precise, but it's good to appreciate life and what it brings and thank God that you have seen each day. Kindly take a look at this.
As they say, life is not fair. Some people may agree with this and some may not. For Ctherine, she says that life is not fair. As you walk to your workplace or home, she walks to the hospital to go through treatment of cancer that has eaten up some part of her private area. The disease is called cervical cancer. For some years now, Ctherine has not known peace due to the cancer in her body. From being an employee of Telecom Kenya to being unemployed, her wish is to get proper medication, and she hopes that friends, relatives and Kenyans might help get her health back again.
I discovered I had cancer sometimes in 2009, early April, and I went for surgery at Kenyatta Hospital. And after the surgery, I was okay, I was doing well, because I was told they removed the tumor, everything, and so I needed only to go for the checkup once in a year. So I did that, but sometimes early last year I started feeling unwell again, and after visiting several hospitals, I discovered that I was not doing very well, and so this thing kind of started spreading even to my other private areas, and in the process of trying to get a solution, a friend introduced me to Dr. Saningo, and that is when I started treatment here in November 2014. And it has helped me, the therapy and the medicine, but due to financial constraint, I've not been able to make a very good follow-up, and I've fallen back somehow because I'm not doing the right hours due to financial problems. And here I am up to this point. The therapy really helped me, and the tumors, once again, they started going down, and up to this point I'm doing slightly well, but I need help. I need help financially so that I can do the full therapy, and I believe with that I'm going to get well, because it's really helping, and I feel much better than when I started the therapy. So far, let me say that the sickness has really devastated me, because physically I'm really suffering, because I have open wounds all around my private parts, and sometimes everything is a problem, and I have no one to support me. I used to work for Telcom, and we were retrenched in 2008, and every cent that I have or I had has gone into getting my treatment and trying to make me better. So right now I'm in so much pain because I'm not doing the right hours for therapy. The pain is unbearable, and the sores or the wounds are, they had gotten, so bad, as in they're just open wounds. And I can tell you for sure the pain that I undergo, sometimes I can't even sleep at night. During the day is also a problem. Traveling in public means is a problem, especially to come to this place. It is such a challenge because I can't sit up properly. I can't bathe properly. I can't sleep well at night because of the discomfort and because of the wounds, the discomfort the wounds are causing. And the pain is quite unbearable. And so it is such a challenge because there's no one to support me in terms of financial. I tried to organize for a Harambe sometimes in September last year. People didn't respond that well, and during that time, because before that I had not started the therapy here at Dr. Saningo's, this thing had driven me into like a mental wreck. I couldn't think straight, and so it's like the fundraising or the Harambe, there was no one really to give me the moral support that I needed. And it's like I did it on my own, and so I didn't get good response. But and since then I've been relying on friends to support me. And as friends, it reaches a time they can really get tired, and it has not been easy.
On this day, we meet with Ctherine as she was going for chemotherapy at Dr. Saningul's hospital, which is located at Tiaya Center in the county of Nairobi. At a glance, we thought all was well with Ctherine. Little did we know what ailed her. Ctherine was given 2 weeks to die by doctors, but thanks to God for bringing Dr. Saningo on board, who observed Ctherine and recommended the far infrared therapy and healing the cancer through natural ways. Let's hear what the doctor had to say.
Well, currently we are dealing with a patient. Her name is Ctherine Njenga. Ctherine Njenga is a fourth stage cancer, and currently she's really having challenges in going through therapies and all that, but we are trying to help her quite a bit as much as we can, and we are using the far infrared therapy protocol to help her. She came here in a very desperate situation. She was given about a month to live by the end of last week, and so ever since she's been here, of course 1 month is gone, more than 1 month is gone, and she's still here with us, even though she needs a lot of help right now, but we know that the Lord is going to help her get well as well.
But I'm also thankful for all those friends who have responded positively. And let me say, with this sickness, I've not been able to do anything much on my own. I can't work. Even at home, it's a problem. Cooking is a problem. I have to do it on my own because I have a son who is, I stay with my son, and recently he joined a football club because he intends to become a professional footballer. So most of the time he's away training. But during the short time that he's at home, he helps around, and he's been quite a help for me. So this far, I can say I've seen the hand of the Lord, and I just want to thank even Dr. Saningo for allowing me to continue even without paying a cent. But it has not been easy. It has not been easy because he also has expenses to cover. So let me say my financial situation right now is so bad. It's so bad that I rely on friends. I do not have an income. I do not have a regular income, and I cannot even go out there and work like other normal people. So it's quite a challenge. It's quite a challenge because walking around is stressful. Like I said before, even boarding 2 matatus, because I live in South B, it has not been easy. Connecting 2 matatus to come for therapy, it has not been easy. But I can say this, even that 1 hour that I've been doing, because I had to cut down to 1 hour due to the expenses, it has really helped to sustain me and maintain me. Otherwise, I don't know, it would have been worse.
Ctherine's life changed drastically since she had to live on a diet, but this became challenging because she had no finance to maintain it. All this was just the beginning of her miserable life.
Far infrared therapy is a light therapy. It has no side effects like heavy radiotherapy or chemotherapy. It is a very light treatment. It is within the spectrum of the infrared. There are 3 spectrums of infrared: far, near, and middle infrared. This one is therapeutic. It's the far infrared. And what it does, it penetrates at least between 6 and 8 inches into the body and acts in a way that it helps better circulation, better oxygen absorption, and at the same time, when you beam the far infrared ray towards a cancer cell, it cannot handle the infrared rays because human beings emit infrared rays themselves, and that's why we are actually warm-blooded animals. And research has it now that when you beam the same ray towards a good cell, which is not corrupted DNA with good DNA, then it thrives well. But if you beam the same light towards a corrupted cell, which is corrupted DNA, which is a cancerous cell or any other tumorous cell, then of course it starts disintegrating and stuff like that. So that's why it works, and a lot of patients have gone through this, and they're having very, very good results.
It has really helped to sustain me and maintain me. Otherwise, I don't know, it would have been worse. And so I also want to thank Dr. Saningo and everyone who has come up to support me this far. Otherwise, I need to do the full therapy, because even maintaining or sustaining the state of the cancer is not really helping much. So I'm praying and to God that He will make a way and I'll get better and go back to work like anybody else, earn a living, and also support my son.
Sitting, bathing, or even cooking is the main challenge for her. The one that we noticed was that she has to sit in a rather awkward way, and using public means is just hell for her. This is what she had to say.
Before I discovered I had cancer, life was okay because by then I was employed by Telco. But even before that, I was busy doing some work here and there, some little business, trying to earn a living. And life was bearable then. And I was strong and I was looking forward after retrenchment. But now, since I fell sick, life has become unbearable. And at the same time, because I have to use special diet, because I can't take normal food like before, the kind of milk that I take is a bit expensive because I can't take dairy milk. I can't take, I do not take meat and, such like food. And I have to really, my diet is a bit costly. Let me say it's a bit costly if I have to maintain a good health. Otherwise, life is a bit unbearable. But I thank God because He has also seen me through up to this point. And I thank Him for the grace that He has given me. Otherwise, it is not easy. And let me tell you, my son cleared fourth form in 2013, but even up to now, I've not been able to collect his results because I had a balance of about 20,000 Kenya shillings that I've not cleared. And so he was just there at home, and this also caused me some kind of stress. And you see, the doctor also told me to avoid stressful conditions because they make it worse. They make my situation worse. So I just had to borrow some money somewhere and register him for training at Ligindogo so that he can keep himself busy while waiting for the results and maybe later on join college. Otherwise, it has not been easy. This far, it has not been easy, but I thank God for seeing me through this far. Yeah.
Sitting, bathing, or even cooking is the main challenge for her. The one that we noticed was that she has to sit in a rather awkward way, and using public means is just hell for her. This is what she had to say.
Like I told you, I use public means to come to this place, and with cervical cancer and all those wounds down there, there's a foul smell that comes from there. That is also affecting me, because it has kind of made me lose my ego. I feel so low, and there's a lot of discharge. I have to keep on buying pads and changing and such kind of things. I have to keep on washing panties, changing every now and then. It is not easy. It's quite a challenge. And I'm telling you, like at night, I think it's even worse because sleeping is a problem. Lying down is a problem. I can't stand. I have to lie on one side throughout the night. And sometimes it's so difficult that I end up sleeping for like 2 hours only or 3 hours, and I have to wake up and come for therapy and maintain my mental status, because there are times I feel like I'm going crazy because of the challenges that I'm facing because of the smell. Sometimes you even sit next to a person and see them holding their noses, and you feel like, explaining to them that it's not that you didn't take a bath or you didn't shower. that's the sickness, it's quite a challenge, and it has really hit me because like I tell you, my ego is at its lowest right now.
Nothing truly stops you. Nothing truly holds you back. For your will is always within your control. Sickness may challenge your body, but you aren't just merely your body. You cannot be affected by an incident unless you let it. And to all this, Ctherine believes that her condition is not affected by any incident. Trusts her life will be back to normal.
The staging of cervical cancer refers to the extent of the disease. Doctors stage the disease according to the size of the tumor and whether it has spread to nearby tissues or other organs of the body. Stage 0 is not considered invasive because the cancer cells are found only in the top layer of cells of the cervix. Stage 1A is considered invasive cancer because the microscopic tumor grows through the top layer of cells into the underlying cervical tissue and is 3 to 5 millimeters deep by 7 millimeters wide. Stage 1B cervical cancer has two scenarios. One, where the tumor still can only be seen with a microscope, but is larger than 5 millimeters deep and 7 millimeters wide. In the second scenario for stage 1B, the cancer can be seen without a microscope and is larger than 4 centimeters in diameter. In stage 2A, the tumor spreads beyond the cervix to the upper 2/3 of the vagina, but not to the tissues around the uterus. In stage 2B, the cancer spreads to the tissues around the uterus. In stage 3A, the tumor spreads to the lower third of the vagina. In stage 3B, the cancer spreads to the pelvic wall, the lining of the body wall cavity between the hips. Or it may spread to the ureters, tubes that carry urine away from the kidneys to the bladder. If the flow of urine is blocked, the kidneys can become enlarged or stop working. In stage 4A, the tumor invades nearby pelvic organs, such as the bladder or rectum, and may spread to the pelvic lymph nodes. In stage 4B, the cancer spreads past the pelvic lymph nodes to other places in the body, such as the liver, intestines, or lungs.
When you come in here, depending on what stage of cancer you have, it could be stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. The more severe it is, the more intense the treatment is going to be. So the earlier you catch it, the earlier we get to start treating on all the protocols that we approach cancer with, because we use far infrared therapy. We also use another light therapy called photoluminescent therapy, which is PT, or photoluminescent therapy. We also use enzymes and herbal medicines, as well as advising you on lifestyle changes, because you see, cancer is a lifestyle disease. And so basically, we help you with all these protocols to kill cancer in your body and basically reverse it. So for people who come in at a late stage, like stage 4 cancer, you take a longer period with the treatment. For people who come at an early stage, then of course you take a shorter period treatment. So it's a variable depending on what stage it is you are in. Start thinking about how important alternative medicine is in this country, because if the Western world is going for it, why shouldn't we put it in full throttle? I think it's time people gave it a chance. It's also as good as any other therapy, in fact, if not better. It has a scientific angle right now. It's not just alternative in terms of being kienyeji treatments. There is a lot of science behind this, and so therefore I think for people coming as a last resort after being messed up with chemicals and all that, that is usually challenging, although we still manage, but I wish people could just go for it straight away without necessarily having to spoil yourself first, adulterate the body, mutilate the body, go through all these things that were not necessary. While as at the end of the day, when you're told when you've hit a dead end, there's nothing else you can do, that's when you start looking for alternative medicine. I think it's time people start thinking as a mainstream, as a way to heal chronic conditions.
Looking at Ctherine from a distance, you may not notice that she is unwell, not unless you see her walk, or even try to sit down. That's when you will notice that she is unwell. Her wish is not to be in this position, rather, it is to be well as she used to be.
You know, this is something that you cannot force on anybody. But I thank God for friends whom I've spoken to. Some friends have really responded well. They've supported me. They've given me money for medication. They've contributed so much. And even one of my cousins has bought my medicine for at least twice. I've asked her for money to buy medicine and she has bought medicine for me twice. Otherwise, I don't think the rest of the family cares whether I live or die, you know. Because it's that bad. It's that bad. Otherwise, my son is now also depressed, feeling so helpless. My daughter just got some employment just the other day because she's been staying with the kid. The kid is now 1 year old. And now she's gotten a kibarua somewhere, hoping that she can also assist. But for now, she's on a temporary basis. And I'm hoping that God will help her so that she can be able to contribute something or even to the well-being of my family. Otherwise, my son also feels very desperate, especially when I'm in pain. There are times I'm in so much pain I can't bear it, and you know, I just can't control it. And that's the time now I see him feeling so low also, feeling that he's just there and there's nothing he can do, feeling so helpless. Otherwise, I thank God for this far that he has brought me. I'm now appealing to Kenyans of goodwill and well-wishers all over to really help me in my situation. And I know that the God who sees a kind heart will reward you. He will not leave you alone. I'm appealing to any well-wishers wherever they are, popote walipo, wanisaidie, waweze kunisaidia ili hata na mimi nipate kupata matibabu, niendelee na matibabu kamilifu, ndiposa nirudiwe na afya. Na ninawaomba nikinyenyekea sana muweze kunisaidia ili haswa niendelee na matibabu, na najua Mungu atawatenda mema na atanisaidia ili nami niweze kuwa mwenye afya na nirudie kazi zangu, niweze kujikimu hata kimaisha. Ninawaomba nikinyenyekea kama wenzangu, na Mungu awasaidie mnapoendelea kusaidia hata na wengine wale wako wana mahitaji kama haya.
Well, a very touching story right there. If you want to share your story or any views that you have or any questions, send them to us on 21144 and we will get back to you. Well, it's a goodbye from me, Yvonne Makori, your guest host. Remember to join us tomorrow, same time, same place.